Hi, my name's Christopher, and I'm a financial services professional of 6 months. And I'm actually on vacation with my lovely girlfriend, Mila. And the main reason I'm shooting this video is because we were just having a conversation about 5 minutes ago about a couple main points that were tried and true that have been very pivotal in my understanding of people as I navigate being a professional in this industry. And I'm just gonna go off the cuff and speak on three different very important pieces that I've learned. The first one is poor people and people that aren't doing well financially are having the hardest time even having meetings with professionals, whether it be an advisor, wealth manager, financial services professional at all. And I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than a lack of trust with the person that they're speaking to. Generally, people that aren't doing well in a lot of areas. It's not just financially. Financially just happens to be the byproduct of them not doing well in many other areas. And therefore, they're not doing well financially, and they're probably not going to be excited to talk about those things. And they're definitely not going to trust you and think that some random person is going to care more about them than the people who are currently in their life, who they're probably also complaining about. So, why is that? Why is it that people that I'm having meetings with that are making 100, 200, 300, 400, why are they curious? Why are they more open to having conversations at all? I'm asking myself this question. Why is that a theme in who I'm meeting with, that people that are doing well ask more questions, are asking better questions, are asking questions at all? There are two types of people that I have typically been meeting with, and it's just fascinating to me. The past 6 months has been so fascinating to me. The human behavior element of financial services is fascinating to me. Humans are fascinating to me. That's why I've had so much success early on, because I'm obsessed with understanding people and what drives them to make decisions and what drives them to not make decisions that are gonna better their family's financial future, when a meeting with somebody like me is absolutely free. And for a lot of people, meeting with me is a life changer, genuinely. And a lot of the suggestions that I have for them cost them nothing out of pocket to me, because the people that I'm meeting with that are check to check, that have never balanced a budget, creating a budget, giving them goals and responsibilities to save more money over the course of a month, 3 months, 6 months, it's not something I bill them for. Nonetheless, those conversations that I have with those people are just as important and vital to my business and success as the person making $530,000. Why do I say all this? Because it's fascinating to me that people aren't having conversations with financial professionals when we don't think twice about going to the doctor or going to the dentist and not questioning anything they say at any time. I've sat in rooms with people that aren't doing the best financially, that are questioning the intellect and intelligence of a wealth manager that has $240 million under management. I'm not saying he's not asking great questions, but trust me, some of the questions they're asking are pretty ridiculous. Why do I say that? When you go to the doctor, most people don't think twice. Doctor says get surgery, you get surgery. I have always been the type of person, I've had surgeries, I played professional hockey. I am the guy to ask the doctor annoying questions, and I am the person to get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth opinions. I am truly fascinated that this industry that I'm in, that I didn't even know existed, is filled with clientele, prospects, human beings that don't know anything about investing, saving, budgeting, Roth IRAs, brokerage accounts, the difference between traditional accounts and Roth accounts, the tax implications of both of these things. And they typically have the most opinions. So the past 6 months has just been revolutionary for me, because as a professional, as somebody who tries to get better day in and day out, having these conversations is important. And why am I saying this to you, the viewer, who doesn't know who I am? Because I care, because there are professionals in the financial world that aren't shills, that aren't used car salesmen, that are excellent at what they do. And I'm sharing this because I want to start creating more content around what I believe is the greatest industry in the whole world. There is nothing more satisfying to me than sitting down with anybody, whether it be a single person who's checked a check, or a young married couple, or somebody who's entering retirement, and me and my team are able to dissect their current situation, lay all the cards on the table, whether it be all of their accounts, what their goals, their dreams, their hopes are. And we could just look at one piece that they might not be looking from an outside perspective and help them in a way that nobody has even ever had a conversation with them about. How is that not exciting? It's amazing to me that, like I said, this existed. Now, I am an American. My dad is 100% Italian. My Nono, my dad's dad, my middle name is Nino Leone, came straight off the boat from Italy. I am the first generation of my lineage to have a Roth IRA. To many people, that sounds like nothing. To somebody like me who grew up middle class, that is everything. Financial literacy is everything to me. I didn't grow up in the white picket fence. So it is my duty to explain these simple yet complex topics to the general public, so you guys have a better understanding to make decisions for you. I don't put this information out there for me. I do it because I'm extremely passionate, and it just so happened that financial services was available to somebody like me who's extremely passionate and outgoing and who wants to change the world in a way that I believe currently is not happening. To be the first generation of your whole lineage to have a tax advantage retirement portfolio is a big deal. Using certain words that I do with my clients, with my friends, with my family, with myself to you is a big deal. What we say to ourselves is a big deal. Having financial conversations with professionals that you are not charging money to initially is a big deal. And why is it that the people who are doing the worst that I meet with are having the hardest time meeting with me at all? Why is it that the people who are doing the best in life, that have networks, resources, community, they're curious, they don't have big egos? Not all the time. Of course, people who make money have egos and they're opinionated. Everybody is. But the point is, why is it that people who aren't doing great are the hardest to talk to? Because that's what I've found. I've had hundreds of meetings with every flake of life. Lawyers, doctors, dentists, medical device sales reps, auto salesmen, construction jobs, blue collar jobs, business owners, accountants, you name it. I've had meetings with every single type of person, and it hit me. It only took about 20 meetings for it to hit me that the people that are doing the worst are the slowest to trust, the slowest to move, the slowest to ask questions, the least curious, the most judgmental, the most ungrateful, They will not refer you to other people, and they're very closed-minded. And especially with those people, I end up doing the most work for the least amount of money. Because this is not a financial conversation, it's a psychological conversation. Why is it that somebody who is willing to help you on a grand scale, truly sitting down with you with their business, their resources, their professionalism, their time, it's not costing you $1, you're saying, no, I got it. But when you look under the hood, it's a 1974 Volkswagen, no transmission, no engine. And then over here, I have a Lamborghini, a guy doing really well, taking vacations, saying, Chris, what is this? How does this work? How do we do this? Tell me, I don't know. You're the pro. I'm a professional over here. I'm a real estate salesman. I'm a doctor. I can do this. I'm a pro. The one thing that is fascinating to me is true pros leave it up to other true pros to help them in areas that they're not efficient in. And I grew up with a chip on my shoulder too. I understand what that's like. Trust me. At some point in your life, you want to happily outsource education, resources. Heck, at the very least, have the conversation, because that's where the beginning is. So the main things that I've learned in the past 6 months, don't let fear stop you from having the conversation. Your whole family relies on it. 2, do you want to be that person who has goals, dreams, ambitions? You want your family or your children to be somewhere that you never could, but you made the decisions and the choices to just move the needle a little bit. If that reigns true at all, have the conversation. Don't be stubborn. Don't be the reason why your child or family member judges you and said, why didn't my parent just, they didn't have to do that much. That conversation was free? You mean you didn't have a conversation that was free, you didn't even have to pay for it, and you're like, nah, we're good? Because of what? Pride? Ego? Humility goes a lot longer in life and will give you fruit that you cannot even recognize if you just pick up the phone, call the expert, and talk to them. And even if you didn't do anything with them, you would be better off than before. And it's one thing that I'm gonna strive to continue to talk to people and educate them, because I was the person who, if an opportunity saw me and slapped me in the face, I would think that it was a gust of wind. And I don't want that to be you. And I am so passionate about what I do. It's been 6 months in, it's changed my life completely. I'm obsessed with talking to people. I'm gonna continue to educate people. But at the end of the day, this is just to switch something in your brain. Why is it with money I am not talking to the wealthiest person I know? If somebody made it on their own, but you're asking your aunt or uncle or cousin who cannot scrape 2 pennies together what to do about investing, and you're just talking about crypto and Forex and all of this stuff that isn't going to create wealth and generational wealth, it's time to rethink. It's 2023. You know the fastest way to get wealthy? Go really slow. You know how you'll never, ever, ever, ever get wealthy? Try and do it by yourself. Have a lot of pride, have a lot of ego. Don't ask questions, don't network, don't think outside of the box. Tell everybody you have it going on, and make sure that you never ever talk to anybody about personal finances, because it's in your family history, and it's we don't talk about that at the dinner table. But what gets brushed under the rug does not get figured out. You save it for later. I want you guys all to be successful. That's what I want for myself. But it happens in a flow, in a train. It happens consecutively in a continuous conversation. And if you are the person who's just making decisions by yourself, for yourself, forever, just ask yourself, is it working? Do you know the tax codes? Do you know all the implications of all the retirement accounts you have? Do you understand all of these things? If you do, fine. That's perfect. I'm not even speaking to you anyway. I'm speaking to the people that want more, that have a little fear in them, that are open to conversation and dialogue, that just would like to have a discussion about those things. And I want that to be part of the community that I am going to continuously speak on, because it isn't just to talk to me. I'm sure you have somebody, family, friend in financial services that is a professional, that is doing really well, that you probably could take a conversation with and learn more from. Have the conversation. Because I want to have a community with people who are not at the top yet, because that doesn't exist, but always striving for more information, more education. So I know I talked about a lot of things. I'm very passionate. I said I'm going to talk about 3 things, and I go left, right, center. That's what I do. But I wrap it all in a little bow with passion and love. And I just wanted to share that with you, who I hope we could continue to have these conversations around psychology, personal finance, wealth creation, and just an open conversation as time goes on about bettering ourselves. So I hope you learned something, and I'll see you soon.